Hello, welcome back. I am Nathan, and we're in a rather significant Plant 2025 rain delay. So I decided to get back in the kitchen to bring you guys another episode of the Baking Bakers. All right, if you guys ever, you're just chilling in your house, could be late at night, middle of the day, whatever, and you just get this sweet tooth and you're like, I need something sweet to eat, and you don't have anything and you can't find anything, I'm gonna give you one of my go-to recipes for that. This should be a relatively quick one. It's really simple to do. This is something some of you may be familiar with, may come in different names. I've kind of got my own little twist on it. But yeah, this is what I like to do when I need something sweet to eat. So let's get started. All right, we're gonna make something that I am going to call peanut butter Chex, for lack of a better term, although there's no Chex cereal in it. You could make it with Chex, but I don't. I use a different brand of cereal. Some of you may know this recipe is an adaptation from something called Scotcheroos, or what I as a child called peanut butter Rice Krispies, because that's what I knew them as. Others may know this as Special K bars. All depends on how you adapt it and what you're going to use. I'm going to show you my favorite way to make this recipe. So we're going to start off. We've got a big pot. This happens to be a 6.5 quart pot. Putting it on the stove, we're going to add a 1/4 cup of butter, or a half a stick. Or if you're like me and you buy the half sticks of butter, a whole half stick. We're going to put that in. We're going to turn our stove on to medium-high heat, 12. It's a 12 on a scale of 1 to 15. I turned it to a 12. Okay, so that's going to get our butter to start melting. Now, we are also going to add 1 cup of corn syrup. That's what I have in here. Just going to dump this right in. Use our spatula to scrape it out. Okay. And our last ingredient for right now, 1 cup of sugar. Yeah, it's sweet. I told you it was for a sweet tooth, and you gotta have sugar for that. So, whole cup granulated white sugar. It's just regular old sugar. So we've got that in. We're gonna keep it stirred. Get that all mixed together. Wait for our butter to melt here. You should stir this fairly consistently and constantly. It could burn if you don't. But we need to get our butter melted, get it all mixed together, and then we need to bring it to a boil. So that is going to take a minute, not terribly long, but a minute. While we're waiting for it to heat up a little bit more, I'm going to come over here and we're going to measure out our cereal that we need for this. All right, so my little special adaptation to this is I don't use Rice Krispies, I don't use Special K cereal, I use Crispex. Now you could use Chex, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. I like Crispex because I like the rice and the corn, and this has both on the same piece. And we need about 8 cups of this. Now when I say 8 cups, I'm taking my 2-cup measuring cup and filling it completely full. And that's 2, although it's really more than 2, but it's 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Close enough. Now keep an eye on our pot. Our butter is melting. It's starting to boil a little bit. I'll give it a quick stir and I'll move you guys closer so you can see. Alright, I don't know how well you can see down in there, but definitely boiling, right? We've got some bubbles starting here. We don't want to go too much. I know that there are differences in temperatures and how far you go if you're making candy with corn syrup and soft versus hard boil and all of that stuff. I just like to see it bubble a little bit, or fairly consistently, which we are there. So I'm going to turn the heat off. Now, we're going to take 1.5 cups of peanut butter and add that. Okay, now I turned the heat off. It's still hot. That will melt this peanut butter. We're just going to stir it until it is all combined, nice and smooth and creamy. getting there. Still got some lumps of that peanut butter. We want it to be very, very smooth. There, we're getting there. Okay. Now we need this to cool down just a little bit. It doesn't have to get cold. You don't want it to get cold, but you need it to not be too hot to handle. Now you might be wondering, why do we have such a big bowl if that's all that we've got in there, a big pot? Well, because we're going to mix this together with our cereal, and I'm going to do it right in here so that we don't make extra messy dishes, because doing the dishes is the worst part of cooking, right? So, okay, let's let that sit for a second. All right, we've let this cool for a little bit here. I'm just stirring it a little bit more, making sure all that peanut butter is good and melted and all mixed together good. Looks fantastic. Now we're going to take our pre-measured cereal here, and we're just going to stir it in. Now, you're going to break some of these, you're going to crush them, it's fine. And like I said, you can use whatever cereal you want. I know I've seen Rice Krispies, I've seen Special K or Corn Flakes or even Cheerios or whatever you want. This is what I like. The hardest part now, though, is getting that peanut butter mixture incorporated into this and mixed up. That's why if you did this in another different bowl, you could pour it over the top. It would be a little bit easier. But then I'd have to do more dishes. So we're just going to keep gently turning it the best we can, getting all of that peanut butter brought up to the top. If you can kind of work down one side and push it all up here, it generally mixes up pretty good. Oops, yeah, that's what you get. Make a mess. The bowl's not big enough. Sorry, I keep turning it away from you. That's my dominant hand. I gotta go the other way here. There you can see we got some of that peanut butter off the bottom here. Just keep rotating it through. Once we get it fairly well mixed up, which I think we're just about there, I'm gonna slide this off to the side. I have a 9x13 cake pan, and we're just going to dump this in. The cereal, for the most part, is going to come out first, and then you're going to find when you get to the bottom of your pan, like, you got a lot of that peanut butter. We're just going to mix it all right in. I did not grease this pan. The butter in the mixture keeps it from sticking pretty good. Get all of that goodness and put it in there. And we're just going to take our spatula, smash it down, even it out, spread it out. Now, as delicious as this is, just like that, it's pretty important to let it cool down a little bit. So, we're just going to let that sit. Now, if you're like me and you're just trying to satisfy a sweet tooth, that's it. This is how I leave this. I will let this cool down long enough that I can stick my fingers in there and start pulling pieces out without burning myself. And then I just break off little pieces and eat it. I suppose you could cut it into chunks with a knife if you were trying to, but this will not last for 2 days in this house, and I will eat 3/4 of it because I will just sit here and just keep picking at it. Break off little chunks and eat it. If you did this with Rice Krispies or something else, you could take some chocolate chips, some butterscotch chips, some peanut butter chips, whatever you want, melt it into a nice sauce, cover it in chocolate, butterscotch chips, something like that. Personally, I think the chocolate is the worst part of peanut butter Rice Krispies, and so I just don't put it on. Plus, this is Chex. This is just for my sweet tooth. So, anyway, that's what I got for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know it was a quick one, very, very basic recipe, right? How many ingredients do we have? We had butter, we had corn syrup, we had sugar, peanut butter, and cereal. That's 5 things. 5 things that you pretty much have in your house, I would guess, most all the time. So super easy to do, nothing difficult about it, and I hope you guys enjoy. So we'll be back next week with another episode, and appreciate Mom for keeping things rolling while I've been busy the last few weeks here. And, you know, appreciate you guys for subscribing to the channel, following along with us. Make sure you tell your friends, and let us know what you want to see. Thank you. Have a great week. All right, I can't wait anymore. Let's just reach in here and grab a little bit. As it cools, it will stick together much better. This stuff is so good. Oh. That'll do. See ya.